That's better. I'm sorry, that was awful. This is going to be a guide for college freshmen that are thinking about going to Missouri State. I'm a senior, so I have quite a bit of Missouri State experience under my belt, and I would love to share it with you all in sort of a campus tour freshman guide, if you will. So I went around campus and I recorded some clips of different academic buildings. I wanted to intertwine that with some advice that I have for you all if you decide to come to Missouri State for college. Some things will be stuff that you can find on the Missouri State website, but a lot of it is going to come from stuff that they wouldn't tell you because they don't want you to know about it. Mostly one thing in particular that happened 2 years ago. There's one other guy who's done a Missouri State tour, and I couldn't find any other ones, so I thought that it was an underdeveloped market. The guy who did it was called Playboy Sleep, so shout out to Playboy Sleep. You can go watch his video if I didn't cover anything that you wanted to see. He does sort of a walkthrough, will take you with him around campus. Mine is more clips and information. Let's start off with the building that I have most of my classes in. Since I'm a business major, I have most of my classes in Glass Hall. It recently got renovated. It's not named after the fact that it has so much glass in it. It's actually named after some sort of academic person who did something, who knows. But the renovation is super, super nice. They have interview rooms where employers can come on campus and talk to you in there in a private space. They have a computer lab. There's also lots and lots of places to study. The clip from the intro was part of Glass Hall. On the 4th floor, they have the balcony area overlooking the entire campus. I will show you a little bit of the other academic buildings, but it's not going to be as in-depth because this is the one that I spend the most time in. The thing that separates Glass Hall from all the other academic buildings, it is the only one that contains a legitimate place that you can eat. Other ones have snack shops and stuff like that, but Glass Hall has an Einstein's Bagels, so it really, really ups the bar. Next is the Meyer Library. Some people, you hear it called Club Meyer. I heard that my freshman year, but I've never actually heard anybody call it that. They recently just put in new sets of furniture there. Study pods, I'll insert a picture of me in a study pod there, which is super cool. There's a Starbucks on the main floor. During finals week, this is where you can find puppies on campus to help students de-stress. They also have exercise bikes and exercise treadmills that are modified for studying. They have little tray tables on them, so you can put your textbook right up there and walk or run while you're doing your studying. On the bottom floor of the library, there's this really neat space where they have trees growing inside of the building. If I were to study in the library, this is where I would study, although I've only been in there for legitimate study purposes probably 5 times or less. Something I'd never seen before is on the bottom floor of the Meyer Library, they have what are called the periodicals, which are moving bookcases essentially, and even as a senior, I still think it's the coolest thing ever. Maybe I'm a nerd, I don't know. The Meyer Library is also where the bell tower is located. You can actually major in bell tower here. I think 1 or 2 people have done that in the history of Missouri State, but they always play really cool, relevant, catchy tunes. I heard them playing the Sound of Music once. They've played the Phantom of the Opera. I've heard Star Wars, and I can hear that all the way from my apartment, so it's a pretty loud bell tower. The Placer Student Union, or the PSU, is where you're going to find everything that you need for food. They have Panda Express, they have Freddy's, they have Burrito Bowl, they have Chick-fil-A, there's a Starbucks. They also have gift shops in the PSU that sell bearware. There is a UPS store where you can ship packages. On the 4th floor of the Placer Student Union, there's a secret dining hall, but that's one of 3 dining halls here on campus. The other 2, which are called Blair and Garst. Blair is in the middle of the 2 dorms of Blair and Shannon, and Garst is located in between Hammonds and Hutchins. Which is the superior dining hall? Garst, reluctantly. Someone actually found a mouse in their salad. They do have a wider selection of food there. Just make sure to always check your salads before consuming them. I'm pretty sure they changed who their salad supplier was after that. The Foster Rec Center is a fitness center available to students for free. There is a massive pool which has a lazy river, a sauna next to it, and inner tubes. They also occasionally have classes, fitness classes held in the pool. There's a water volleyball net and swimming lanes if you're into swimming as an exercise. I've been to the rec center probably, I don't know, like 5 times. Nobody really uses the pool section. I don't know why. And then there's also an area out back where you can sunbathe or read a book. During the spooky season in October, they turn the Foster Rec Center into a haunted house, which is actually really, really cool. I went once. It's not that scary, but it is a free haunted house. For a football stadium, not a lot of Missouri State students, I would say, attend football games, but the majority of people go to the tailgate beforehand. I'll insert a couple of the other clips I took of academic buildings. Fountain at Missouri State holds a very close place in all of our hearts. It gets turned off for the majority of the year when it gets cold outside. But when they turn it back on, there is a huge Fountain Day celebration. They have inflatables, they have free food, they have crafts where you can bottle up the fountain water. And whenever the tour guides are giving tours to potential students, they always mention the rumor, I don't even know if it's true, that if you were to attempt to climb up to the top of the fountain, each tier that you go up is a higher fine. You're only allowed to put your feet in, no more. There are still people who do it anyway. Not me. Seriously, no, I've never done it. Specifically to freshmen, if you're coming in to Missouri State trying to pick a dorm, I wanted to list a quick guide on how to pick which one you want to choose. I'll put like a little table of least expensive to most expensive. They are actually building a new dorm on campus. It's definitely going to be the one that people are going to want to be in the most. I think it's supposed to be completed and livable by next year, so I'll probably be gone by then. I lived in Blair Shannon and I had random roommates. One of my roommates asked me to be her bridesmaid, the other talked to her anime dolls and never wore shoes in public. 2 different sides of the story, as in proving my point, you never know what you're gonna get with that. So I wouldn't recommend it if you can find anyone that you know, even the slightest bit, even if you've just said hello to them before, I would recommend doing that. If you guys want a roommate horror story videos, I could actually do multiple. Some other amenities of Missouri State I wanted to mention that have considerably helped me out is the free Bear Line shuttle that they have. It's essentially a free bus system that you can use to get around campus. It'll actually take you to Walmart if you don't bring your car up here. It will take you to downtown Springfield, which is convenient. They do it on Fridays, so if you're wanting to go out and don't have a ride back after you get drunsticated at the bars or at a club, you can take the Bear Line back because I'm pretty sure it runs till 2 a.m. On campus, you'll often find really unique individuals. Normally people ride bikes, right? On campus, we have a bike lane, and that makes sense. It's an easy mode of transportation to get around. There is what I think the mascot of Missouri State. Everybody calls him Scoots. I've never seen anything like it. This guy has 2 scooters. He rides 1 foot on one scooter, 1 foot on the other scooter, and he does tricks and stuff. He does spins. I'll insert a video that I found on Barstool of him because I've never actually recorded him, although I should have because he's very talented. But you'll find him around campus if he hasn't graduated by the time that you see this video. Realized we're matching. This video is really all over the place, but there is a lot to cover when you are making a college decision. So next up is frat parties. Frat parties should not be a consideration that you are thinking about when you are making a school choice, but it is something that happens, so I thought that I would include it. I don't know how it works at other schools, but at Missouri State, it's primarily frat parties or darties, which stand for day parties. Something that I didn't know before attending college was that at fraternities have people that are rushing drive people to their parties. So usually you can find a list of phone numbers of random frat dudes that you can call, and they'll come and pick you up, and they'll transport you there, and they'll transport you back. But it's often not a reliable form of transportation because we can all imagine the responsibility that comes with being a freshly in college 18-year-old boy. When I attended my first frat party, I was overwhelmed with the amount of people, overwhelmed with the amount of Bud Light. I attended a lot of them my freshman year. I don't really now, although I did go to one last weekend. Since I have a boyfriend, they won't let you get in to any sort of party with a male that they don't know. The classic, like, who do you know here? Definitely applies. So if you're thinking about coming to Missouri State, I hope this helped you. I know there's not a lot of resources out there besides coming to a actual in-person campus tour. So I hope this was a good supplement in deciding whether you want to do that or not. I hope this helps you in your college search. When I was looking for colleges, I didn't look at that many. I looked at Truman and Missouri State, 2 colleges within my state to pay that in-state tuition. If I could go out of state, I would have, but with having the financial options that I had, Missouri State was the best choice. I will be back with another video soon, hopefully, if I can come up with another idea. Thanks for watching. Go Bears!